Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News, and I have the pleasure to be joined by Junaid Bostan. Junaid, how are you today, mate?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I thought we'd jump straight into it. So, dominant performance against a really good opponent on Ryan Amos on July the 1st. I mean, talk to me, how do you reflect on your performance since then?
I mean, it weren't a bad performance under the circumstances. I weren't with the best of health. I had a lot of problems going into it, but got the job done. But adamant that I'm going to box on it and get through it, and I won every round, won clearly. First time I've not got the guy out, we're in the distance, but we keep it moving and on to the next day.
Definitely, mate. Despite you didn't get him out there, it was a dominant performance yourself.
Yeah.
What is it? All things considered, and also Dalton got the win, Nico got the win as well. How is it to kind of all of you to succeed on another Sheffield card once again?
I mean, it was good. Obviously, going back to back, it was nice to get the victory alongside the boys. We all performed well. And just on to bigger, better nights. It's just good to be around the boys, performing all under the same lights.
Definitely, mate. And also, you're now back on October 7th, another huge card for yourself. Corey McCulloch. I mean, what do you know of Corey going into this fight?
Scottish champion, orthodox, rather basic. He's tough. He's rather entertaining from the little I've seen of him, but I mean that's not enough to fight me, and I do believe I get him out there in the distance.
Perfect, mate. Well, we look forward to seeing it. I do want to touch on kind of obviously before your last fight, you did go out and train with Manny Robles. Obviously, there was a lot of talk with Dalton going over there, doing a lot of work with him. But obviously, not many people kind of asked you about that. How was that experience for yourself?
I mean, it was good. It was more fitting to Dalton with his style, as he's obviously more of a box puncher, and I don't know how to explain it. He's more fitting to like Mexican type of style than what I am. But from my approach, it was rather fitting to learn in the sense of what other people would want to do against myself, and the little bits of that's what I could take away my game. It was good to be around Manny Robles, around all the boys. Manny Robles looked after us alongside his assistant coaches. We went to Mexico as well with him, so it was a good trip. I enjoyed it, and I do appreciate how they looked after us. And when we do go back, I'm sure they'll welcome us in both warming hands, and vice versa.
Definitely, mate. Obviously, on that trip, you went to the CaneloRyder fight, and you also went to TankGarcia.
Yeah, big trip.
I mean, I was going to say, how were those two fights?
I mean, they were good. Obviously, both different atmospheres, both unique in their own way. I enjoyed both. It brings it more to life. Obviously, everyone always says they want a big night in America, but they don't really know what to expect. Being there with the biggest fight, one of the biggest fights of them going, it was like, oh, okay, this is what to expect. This is more of a thing to visualise. Do you know what I mean? Makes it more real.
Definitely, mate. Obviously, your previous opponent, obviously, you just mentioned there, Corey McCulloch, Scottish champion. Ryan Amos, kind of Midlands area champion, was an area champion as well. I think we've spoken about titles before, but is the English title one that you'd like next, or is it kind of one of those things that you'd like to bypass getting into international title there?
I'm not fussed. S-Jam, Grant Smith. They're the people to talk to in regards to how my career's going to go. Just put me in front of them, I beat them. I've had very little fuss with the opponents what I've been putting forward to me. I've not said no once. I've not bat an eyelid at any of them. So, from my behalf, I deal with what I've got to do. S-Jam on my management, Grant's my coach, and they're there for a reason. That's to guide me.
Definitely, mate. And kind of it's testament to you. You said yes to all these opponents, and you keep beating them comfortably. Even like you said when you weren't on your kind of best night in your last fight. Even though I thought it was a dominant performance from yourself as well, mate. I do want to touch on something. We just spoke about this off camera. Something that your mum shared kind of after the fight. I won't go into it, but it kind of gave a bit about your background and your mum's background and where you've got to this point. Yeah. I mean, how nice is it to kind of reflect on that? Where you're not only kind of succeeding in boxing for yourself, but you're also succeeding for your family as well. It must be a nice thing. I
mean, of course, without bringing the people with you to where you're going to go, there's no point. You can't enjoy it. My mother's my mother, it goes without saying. My mum's the best woman in my life, will always will be the best one in my life. I'm well known to be a mummy's boy, but I mean, she's looked after me, so has my dad. The family around me, family's everything, and God willing, whatever I have, they've got to.
Perfect, mate. Well, Junaid, I think that's a perfect place to end. Thank you very much, and Eddie Hearn's best prospect. Cheers, mate.
So cool, nice one. Thank you. Nice
Cheers
one.
for that, mate.
Nice one, yeah.